बट आई थिंक जो ये सोचते हैं कि वही सेल्स है, आई थिंक दे आर वेरी वेरी रॉन्ग, बिकॉज सेल्स इज एन आर्ट यार. मतलब सेल्स हर कोई नहीं कर सकता, हर किसी के बस की बात नहीं है, बट जो कर पाता है ना सेल्स, मैं बता रहा हूँ उसने ना, जो आज बड़े बड़े कंपनीज के वीपी सीईओ बैठे हैं, कई सेल्स वालों ने कॉलिंग करके उनसे ज्यादा पैसे कमाए महीने में.
तो आज के पॉडकास्ट में आप सभी का स्वागत है। उम्मीद है आप सबका दिन अच्छा गया होगा। तो सबसे पहले अपने गेस्ट से मैं चाहूंगा कि आप ऑडियंस को अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं।
So, my name is Sagar Bahl. I got born and brought up in Mumbai. I'm 27 years old and I'm currently working as a head of sales for the Ajinkya D.Y. Patil University, which is a large private university in Maharashtra. I think my journey, it has been nothing short of a dream come true for me. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था that I'll be able to reach wherever I've reached at the age of 28. But then, dreams do turn into reality. And I think that's something that I've seen very closely in my own life. So yeah, I'm Sagar, 28, from Mumbai, living a good life, working hard and, trying to make amends.
Okay. Can you tell us at which age you started your journey?
So my professional journey started at the age of 18, to be very honest. At the age of 18, I started selling. I mean, I came into sales, or my professional career started when I was 18. And I wasn't able to complete my graduation, of course, because I started at the age of 18. 17 साल की उम्र में तो लोग 12th complete करते हैं. So 18, when I turned 18, I started working and I wasn't able to complete my graduation. बहुत लोगों ने मुझे तभी बोला था, I used to hear from the outside, within the, maybe, not the close family, but, family and all of that. यार ये लड़का कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा, इसने तो पढ़ाई भी कंप्लीट नहीं की है, एंड बहुत मुश्किल है, competitive world है, this, that and all of that. I heard all of those things. I won't say, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूंगा कि मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ा. Of course फर्क पड़ता है. When you hear so many things coming from the outside, तो फर्क पड़ता है, फर्क पड़ा. But I think what was important for me was because मेरे पास, I don't carry anything ancestral with me. I don't have a business, right? I mean, my father never had a business. तो हमारा ऐसा नहीं था कि मुझे पीछे से कुछ मिल रहा है या मेरा कोई बिजनेस है जिसको मैं बैठ के अब चला सकता हूँ. नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. प्रॉपर मिडिल क्लास, लोअर मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से हम आते हैं. कुछ भी नहीं था. फादर ने भी मेरी जॉब की थी एंड ही एक्सपायर्ड, ही पास्ड अवे इन द ईयर 2014, which was again a big setback back then. तो I knew it. मुझे पता था कि अगर मैं नहीं कर पाया ना, if I am not able to achieve anything in life, तो मेरी next generation भी, will suffer some or the other way because of me, because I am not able to make amends. So I had to start working. I mean, I had no option to start working at the age of 18. I did that. With no clue in my head, right? 18 साल की उम्र में तो मतलब मेच्योरिटी भी नहीं आई होती है. And I went for an interview for sales, right? And that's how I think my journey started in sales, starting from the age of 18. Saw lots of ups and downs before 18 as well. But professionally, my journey started at the age of 18.
Let's talk about your skills and the qualities. What are the key qualities or the skills that you believe which makes a successful salesperson, especially in today's business landscape?
Okay. So, to be very honest, I think it is a mix of multiple skills. I think sales में लोग बोलते हैं कि it is very difficult. बहुत सारे लोग, because I've been taking interviews for the last 3, 4, 5 years now. एंड बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं यार मुझे सेल्स नहीं करना, मुझे कस्टमर सर्विस करना है या ऐसी कोई जॉब करनी है जिसमें टारगेट्स ना हो. आई थिंक पीपल, द बिगेस्ट स्किल दैट अ सेल्स पर्सन कैन हैव इज टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट ऑफ हैंडलिंग प्रेशर. बिकॉज अगर सेल्स में प्रेशर नहीं होगा ना, तो आपकी ग्रोथ कभी नहीं होगी. इट इज एज सिंपल एज दैट. मैं तो ये सब लोगों को बोलते हुए आया हूं. आई हैव बीन टेलिंग माई टीम टाइम एंड अगेन that if you guys feel कि pressure नहीं होगा और you know कि pressure होगा तो हम क्या करेंगे, pressure नहीं चाहिए, मेरी job चली जाएगी, it is okay. आपकी job चली जाएगी तो चली जाएगी because you have not performed, but the moment you are able to handle pressure, that's when you are able to come out of it and be successful. So I think one very very underrated skill I would say, जो लोग नहीं मानते कि ये कोई skill है, but it is a skill to handle pressure, and not only handle pressure but break the shackles and come out of it. How do you come out of that situation where you have been put under pressure? Because if you're not put under pressure, then you're not growing. कुछ तो गलत है boss. Because अगर sales में pressure नहीं है, then it is not sales. And that is the fun. The moment you take on these challenges head on and are able to overcome these challenges, I think that is when you evolve as a sales individual. That is when you actually become a real salesperson and you succeed. So I think one very important skill is to be able to handle pressure. Secondly, another skill that I would want to add on, skill or, you know, a trait that you need to have is understanding the customer, right? बहुत बार मैंने sales people or sales persons have seen what they do. They go on a call to sell their product, which is wrong, which is you don't sell your product. You create a need for the customer so that customer ends up buying the product. Customer has to buy the product. You don't have to sell the product. Although ये बहुत similar sound कर रहा होगा कि customer खरीदे या मैं बेचूं, एक ही बात है. But जब आप ये सोचते हो ना कि आपको product बेचना है, तो आप कभी नहीं बेच पाओगे because आपके voice और tone में एक desperation आ जाती है. You sound very desperate because आप सेल्स पर्सन हो. अब आपको तो टारगेट है, आपको ये बेचना है, तो आप कस्टमर को बेचने के लिए निकल जाते हो. द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग अ नीड ताकि कस्टमर खरीदे, दैट इज व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू मेक अ डिफरेंस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ एनी कंज्यूमर इज गोइंग आउट टू बाय फ्रूट्स, हम फल खरीदने बाहर गए हैं मार्केट में, राइट, मैं गया हूं फल खरीदने, मैं गया हूं ये सोच के कि मैं ना फल खरीद के आऊंगा, मैं सोच के गया हूं मैं ऑरेंजेस खरीद के आऊंगा, ऑरेंज खरीद के आऊंगा. मैं वो फ्रूट वाले के पास जाता हूं, आई गो टू दैट पर्सन एंड आई टेल हिम दैट आई वांट ऑरेंजेस 1 kg, राइट. नाउ द फ्रूट पर्सन, बिकॉज ही हैज अ बेटर मार्जिन ऑन ग्रेप्स, उसको ग्रेप्स पे ज्यादा प्रॉफिट होता है, उसको कम में मिलता है, वो महंगा बेचता है, तो वो मुझे बोलेगा नहीं नहीं ऑरेंज मत लो, आप ग्रेप्स लो. अब क्या मैं लूंगा ग्रेप्स? नहीं लूंगा.
No.
मैं नहीं लूंगा ग्रेप्स. बट अगर वो मुझे बोलेगा कि आप ये वाले ग्रेप्स आपको मैं लेने के लिए इसीलिए सजेस्ट कर रहा हूं बिकॉज ये ग्रेप्स जो है ये नया स्टॉक है मार्केट में, दिस हैज कम ओनली येस्टरडे इन द इवनिंग एंड इट इज वेरी वेरी स्वीट एंड आई एम श्योर योर एंटायर फैमिली इज गोइंग टू लव इट, then I might think of buying those grapes. Because जो बेच रहा था, the seller, the fruit seller told me about how that product is going to help me. I mean, आपके फैमिली को अच्छा लगेगा, मीठा है, फ्रेश है. अगर वो सिर्फ ये बोलता नहीं 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 आप ग्रेप्स ले लो, एप्पल मत लो, तो मैं नहीं लेता. Why? Because he is selling grapes, because he wants to sell grapes, not because I need it. So the moment you start creating a need when you're selling, you don't have to sell, you have to create a need. The moment a customer understands कि अच्छा मुझे तो इसकी जरूरत है, अपने आप कस्टमर खरीदेगा, आपको बेचने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. So I think these two skills I think are very underrated but are very very important. One is being able to handle pressure as a salesperson. Second is being able to understand how to pitch a product, not pitch them as if you want to sell something, but pitch them as if they need that product in their life. So I think these are the two skills.
Okay. You mean to say value addition is important? Means if you add some value into another's life, then then that person might think of that thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. In your experience, what are the some challenges that you think that sales team face when trying to achieve growth, and how do you help them overcome these challenges?
Okay. So I think achieving growth, everyone who joins sales has that in the back of their mind that मुझे growth चाहिए, incentives चाहिए. नहीं तो वो सेल्स में सैलरी के लिए तो कोई नहीं आता, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, राइट? बिकॉज सैलरी उसको कहीं भी मिल सकती है. आई मीन दैट इज अ फैक्ट ऑफ लाइफ. कोई भी जॉब कस्टमर सर्विस करेगा तो भी सैलरी मिलेगी. And anywhere he goes, he'll get salary. The reason people come to sales is they are back of their mind they have कि मुझे ना इंसेंटिव कमाना है या मुझे प्रमोशन चाहिए, मुझे फटाफट ग्रो होना है लाइफ. So people take up the challenge of going into sales. Now what happens after coming into sales? Everyone, while they are performing, they want quick growth, फटाफट, you know. Patience, people have lost patience. कि 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, कौन रुकेगा प्रमोशन के लिए? I want it within 3 months. And the reason people have lost patience is also because many companies have given that kind of growth, right? I mean, companies have set that standard कि 3-6 महीने में प्रमोशन हो जाएगा. तो now people think that मेरे को भी मिलना चाहिए प्रमोशन 6 महीने में. I think the problem is people start imitating each other. लोग ना एक दूसरे को कॉपी करने लग जाते हैं सेल्स में. मैंने बहुत बार देखा है फ्लोर पे कि ना ये बंदा अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है, ये सेल्स में बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है, तो मैं ना ये जैसे बात करता है मैं वैसे बात करूंगा. आई थिंक दैट इज द वर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू कैन एवर डू, बिकॉज द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट कॉपिंग समवन, इमिटेटिंग हिज स्टाइल, यू विल नेवर अचीव सक्सेस. बिकॉज इसमें दो चीजें होंगी. एक तो आप उसको कॉपी करके या तो उसकी तरह बेचने लग जाओगे, या तो आप उससे भी बुरा बेचोगे. सो बिकॉज यू कांट बी बेटर देन हिम. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हम एग्जाम हॉल में बैठे हैं, अगर मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता है, मैं मेरे आगे वाले का कॉपी कर रहा हूं फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट, तो क्या मुझे उससे ज्यादा मार्क्स आ जाएंगे? नहीं आएंगे. या सेम आएंगे या कम आएंगे, क्योंकि मैंने तो पूरा उसी का कॉपी किया है, राइट. तो या तो सेम आ सकता है या कम आ सकता है, ज्यादा तो नहीं आ सकता. सिमिलरली व्हेन यू स्टार्ट कॉपिंग और इमिटेटिंग, यू नो, कि ये अच्छा कर रहा है तो मैं इसकी तरह बात करूंगा, I think that is the worst mistake that you ever make, because everyone has a unique style of pitching. सबका एक अपना तरीका होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं ये हमेशा बोलता हूं कि यू नो when you're talking to a customer, right, it is very important to help them understand what you're trying to say. एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल दूंगा. जैसे मैं व्हाइट हैट में था, व्हाइट हैट जूनियर में, आई वॉज अ डायरेक्टर ऑफ सेल्स देयर. I started there as a sales manager in the year 2020. April 2020. I then got promoted to a team leader in July 2020. Then a director in training in November 2020. And then a full-time director of sales in April 2021. So I got around 3 promotions in 1 year at White Hat Junior. But I have done everything there. मैंने calls भी लिए हैं, right? मैंने calls लेने के बाद टीम भी हैंडल की है, 10 लोग की, फिर 36 लोगों की, और इसके बाद 90 people. So I have done absolutely everything over there. Now what used to happen was, for example, मुझे बहुत बार पेरेंट्स बोलते थे कि यार मेरा बच्चा तो बहुत छोटा है, ये तो अभी 7 साल का है, तो इसको ये सीखने की क्या जरूरत है? Why does he have to, you know, learn coding या फिर मैथ्स, म्यूजिक, ये क्यों करने की जरूरत है? ये तो बहुत छोटा है, अभी मैं बाद में करूंगा या बाद में करवाऊंगा, जो भी है. I used to ask them. तो इस पे मैं मेरी सेल्स टीम को मैं देखता था, they used to always tell कि नहीं वो छोटा है, but he has to learn now, otherwise later on it will be very late. तो ये सब लोग यही बात बोलते थे घुमा घुमा. मैं समझ गया कि ये बात बोलने से काम नहीं बनेगा. I mean, you will not be unique. My question to the parent used to be, what is the color of the apple? And the simple answer to this, Mohit, can you answer this? What is the color of the apple?
Red, basically.
Why did you say red when apple is also green in color? The reason you said red, right? Because since the time you were young, you have been picturizing or seeing a for apple, or, you know, always it's red in color. We don't see green apples, right? In India, it's not very common to have green apples at home. So because you've been seeing that since a very young age, आप आज भी 30 साल बाद भी आप red बोल रहे हो. Similarly, if your child learns at a very young age, he will remember it for the next 30 years. But अगर आज आप और मैं कुछ नया सीखने जाएंगे ना, तो हमें 1 साल लग जाएगा, जो वो बच्चा 6 महीने में सीख जाएगा. It is as simple as that. So I think that is a change in approach. Once people start changing in approach, becoming a leader and all of that gets very easy. But the only thing they shouldn't do is imitate anyone, copy any. अपना unique pitch develop करो. आप अगर सबसे अलग होगे ना, जो सबसे अलग होता है वही हमेशा ग्रोथ पाता है. क्योंकि एक कंपनी में 100 लोग नहीं आगे बढ़ते हैं, एक या दो ही बढ़ते हैं, तो एक या दो में आने के लिए यू हैव टू बी डिफरेंट देन दी अदर्स। तो दूसरों को देखो और ये सोचो कि मैं इससे और अच्छा क्या कर सकता हूँ, ये नहीं कि मुझे इसकी तरह बनना है, आपको किसी की तरह बनने की जरूरत। सो आई थिंक दैट इज द आंसर टू इट।
जो आप बात आपने बोली, आई थिंक ड्यूरिंग द ग्रोथ ईयर्स एक ब्रेन डेवलप होता है, मतलब आई थिंक
करेक्ट,
उस और आउटपुट भी ज्यादा आता है, क्योंकि वो अपना इनपुट और
करेक्ट,
आउटपुट अगर उस हिसाब से देखें।
एब्सोल्युटली, एब्सोल्युटली।
ओके
मतलब मोहित,
ओके,
आप बच्चे देख लो ना, आजकल बच्चे, people are like children, 4-5 year olds or even lesser, 3 year olds. They take your mobile phone and they open YouTube. They will open YouTube and start surfing videos, right? I mean, which is so surprising. 3-year-old phone leke, he knows how to open a YouTube application and then start surfing videos also. So that is how the generation has evolved, and technology is moving forward at a very rapid pace.
ओके। अगर मैं बात करूं रिजेक्शंस की या सेटबैक्स की, इन द फील्ड ऑफ सेल्स दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी कॉमन, सो हाउ डू यू एडवाइज इंडिविजुअल्स टू स्टे मोटिवेटेड एंड stay motivated during these times, especially at the times of rejection and setbacks and failures?
Right. So I think it is like you said, it is very common. I mean, in sales, so day in, day out, आप दिन में 100 कॉल करोगे ना, you will get rejected maybe on 100, all 100 also. There will be days जहाँ 100 लोग गाली देके फोन रखेंगे. It is very, very common, right? However, I think one simple line that I always tell my team or I always tell sales individuals, सबको बोलता हूं मैं, very simple, only 3 words. That is smile and dial. The moment you start keep this in your head, मैं सबको यही बोलता हूं, because I have seen this, I have experienced this myself, जहां मैं सुबह 9 बजे से रात के 9 बजे तक कॉल करता था, सुबह 9 से रात के 8:55 तक कुछ नहीं आया, मतलब आई हैड गॉन मैड कि ना कोई कस्टमर सुन रहा है ना सेल आ रही है, बट आई टुक अ कॉल, मुझे एक लीड आई 8:57 को, आई वाज गोइंग टू लॉग ऑफ इन 3 मिनट्स, 8:57 को लीड आई, आई कन्वर्टेड, स्पोक टू दैट कस्टमर फॉर अराउंड 34 मिनट्स, एंड 9:50 PM को दैट कस्टमर मेड अ पेमेंट ऑफ 91,000 rupees. So what I'm trying to say here is, no matter how hard the situation is or how hard a day is, 2 days, 3 days, every call that you take, you have to leave the baggage of the previous call behind. मतलब इसके पहले वाले कॉल में क्या हुआ है उसको याद नहीं रखना है, बिकॉज एवरी कस्टमर, आप 100 लोगों से बात कर रहे हो, जो कस्टमर है वो तो एक आपसे ही बात कर रहा है, राइट? तो अगर वो कस्टमर को थोड़ा भी इंटरेस्ट हुआ है, अगर आप मूड में नहीं हो, इफ यू आर नॉट इन द राइट फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड, इट्स गॉन. आई मीन, दैट कस्टमर इज गॉन. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो स्माइल एंड डायल, नो मैटर हाउ मेनी रिजेक्शंस दैट यू गेट, देयर इज, हमेशा ना कोई भी सक्सेस स्टोरी सुन लो किसी भी बड़े आदमी की, उसके पीछे एक बैकग्राउंड स्टोरी होगी जहां जो स्ट्रगल की होती है. Everyone has struggled in life, and if you are struggling, that means you have something good in store for you. मैं सबको यही बोलता हूँ, अगर आज आपको 10 लोग या 100 लोग ने रिजेक्ट किया है ना, कल आपका दिन होगा. बट इफ यू स्टॉप स्माइलिंग एंड डायलिंग, जो कस्टमर खरीदने आया होगा ना वो भी चला जाएगा. तो हर कॉल छोड़ दो, हम सेल्स में, ये हमारा फील्ड है, वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट इट. गाली दिया किसी ने, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, आपको थोड़ी गाली दिया है, वो आपको पर्सनली जानता भी नहीं है, तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है, फोन रखो, अगला कॉल फिर हंसते हुए लो. Because if you start getting affected by rejections, it's you who is going to be on the losing end. So that is how it is.
जैसे कि आपने बात की पिच की बात की, तो हाउ टू अप्रोच अ पर्सन, अगर मैं पिच की अगर बात करूं, तो पिच कैसी होनी चाहिए? आई वांट टू नो अबाउट द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर, दैट हाउ टू स्टार्ट, हाउ टू एंड द पिच.
ठीक है. तो आई थिंक दिस डिफर्स अ लॉट फ्रॉम प्रोडक्ट टू प्रोडक्ट, क्योंकि आप क्या बेच रहे हो उस पर बहुत डिफर करता है ये. बट आई थिंक वन थिंग इन कॉमन, जो कॉमन फैक्टर्स होते हैं मैं वो बता देता हूँ. When you're starting, see, if you're selling in India, for example, if you're selling in India, India is a country full of emotions, right? I mean, full of emotions. यहाँ लोगों को टीवी, ये डेली सोप देखने होते हैं रात को 8 बजे के बाद. So that shows people like drama, people like emotions. It's a country of where you can sell dreams, right? So I think when you start your call, your first 1 or 2 minutes of the call has to be very, very interactive. Very, very interactive. And second thing over there is whenever you're starting your call, you have to ensure that the first 1 or 2 lines that you say are very attractive too. Because अगर आप start of the call में बोलोगे ना, hi, I'm Sagar, I'm calling you from this company, how are you today? ये तो सब लोग बोलते हैं, right? I mean, everyone says this. So how are you different? So when you start your call, your energy levels should be very, very high. You should be speaking on a very high note and you should be saying something different. For example, like when I was in a process where we used to invite people on video calls, right? So what we used to say over there was, this is a special invitation call for you. I never used to say, hi, this is Sagar calling you from XYZ company. I used to tell, hi, this is Sagar. This is a special call for you to invite you to a specially curated video call for 30 minutes. So this sounds so polished. ना अगर नॉर्मली मैं हाय सागर XYZ बोलते रहूंगा, वो तो सब बोलते हैं यार, हमें दिन के 10 कॉल आते हैं जो यही चीज बोलने वाले हैं. So start has to be very unique and attractive. After that, you have to build a story. After that, your product has to be based on a story, right? For example, अगर आप बच्चे के लिए कुछ बेच रहे हो, तो you have to talk about you कि मेरे पास भी 2 बच्चे हैं, वो ये प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे थे और मैंने इसको ऐसे सॉल्व किया है, तो आप भी कर सकते हो. So the moment you start with your story and relating with the customer, mirror the customer, you click the right button, right? So I think that is a way to approach the pitch. And you have to keep the flow of the call where you know what the answer of the customer will be, right? For example, if I ask you, Mohit, what would you want for yourself? Would you want good, better or best?
Obviously best ही चाहूंगा.
Best, right? तो मैं ना वही questions customer से पूछूंगा जिसके आंसर मुझे पता है कि मोहित best बोलेगा. तो when you take that kind of flow with the call, तो you have the authority over the call. Because end में आपको ये भी बोलना है कि how would you like to do the payment? तो तभी भी वो yes ही बोलेगा, yes, I'll get my card. So you know the flow, ये बहुत लोग समझते नहीं है, but this is a very, very, very sharp psychology that you need to have. The moment a customer is saying yes, yes, yes to everything that you say, that means you've got control over the call. And that is when a sale will come. Otherwise, a sale will never come. So I think that should ideally be the flow of the call.
Okay. Basically, you're trying to say that storytelling, with help of storytelling and emotional connection, you can convert that person into your customer.
Correct. Okay. In India, especially in India.
Okay. Basically, sales and leadership are interconnected with each other. So how do you approach developing leadership skills within a sales team? And why is this important for overall growth?
I think so till now I have had around 12 promotions under me. I mean, in my team. I would not say under me. I've always been a people's person. And I believe in saying that it's my team. I mean, I'm not the boss, but we are a team. So I've had 12 promotions in my team where people have got promoted. Of course, I wouldn't take credit for that. Usme mera credit nahi tha. It was the people who performed and they got promoted. But I think the only role that I played was of motivating them and showing them the right path. Because ना जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, सेल्स में जो भी आता है ना, दे आर नॉट कम फॉर सैलरी. तो द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट शोइंग देम द रोड मैप कि बॉस, अगर आप ना नेक्स्ट 6 months या 8 months में आप इतना कर पाओगे, देन यू हैव अ ग्रेट चांस ऑफ प्रमोशन. तो जब आदमी के आगे एक गोल होता है ना, देन दैट पर्सन इज रनिंग टुवर्ड्स दैट गोल. ऑन द अदर हैंड, अ लॉट ऑफ अदर टीम्स और लीडर्स माइट बी, उन लोग टीम को बोले जा रहे हैं कि आई नीड सेल्स, द कंपनी वांट सेल्स. ठीक है, वो बंदा करेगा, बट व्हाट इज इन इट फॉर देम, आपको ये भी तो समझना पड़ेगा. देखो, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, इन टुडेज डे एंड एज, नो वन वर्क्स फॉर द कंपनी. पीपल आर वर्किंग फॉर देम सेल्स. बिकॉज अगर वो कंपनी के लिए काम करते हैं ना, तो अगर आप उनको बोलोगे ना, मैं आपको सैलरी नहीं दूंगा अगले 1 साल तक, आप मेरे लिए काम करो, 100 में से 99 लोग निकल जाएंगे कंपनी से, तब भी के तब. तो आइडली क्या बात हुई कि दे आर वर्किंग फॉर मनी, दे आर वर्किंग फॉर देमसेल्व्स, ताकि उनको पैसे मिले, उनका घर चल पाए. Right? It is as simple as that. So the moment you show people roadmap, I think growth is very, very important in sales. Otherwise there's no point of being in sales. So people should focus on growth. How to get that growth is go to your manager or go to your companies, whoever senior person is, ask them कि what I need to do to get promoted. मेरे पास ना ऐसे लोग आते थे पूछने कि मेरे को क्या करना पड़ेगा प्रमोट होने के लिए, तो मुझे अच्छा लगता था कि people are asking me this question. So if you are someone who's not asking this कि मेरे को क्या करना पड़ेगा प्रमोशन के लिए, तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे, बिकॉज आपको पता ही नहीं है गोल किधर है. हम फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं, आपको गोल पोस्ट ही नहीं पता किधर है, तो आप तो बॉल कहीं भी मारोगे ना. बट आपको गोल पोस्ट अगर पता है कहाँ है, तो आप गोल में ही बॉल मारोगे जाकर. Similarly, if you have your goal, your target in front of you, you will go all out to achieve that. So people should focus on growth in sales, but their goal should be very, very clear कि मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा. And this is the responsibility of managers, leaders to tell their people कि this is what that needs to be done for in order for you to get growth, either monetarily, either via incentives or via designation, promotion. So I think that's how it ideally should work.
Many companies struggle with sales and market alignment. So how can organizations bridge the gap between these two critical functions to drive better results?
Okay. So I think I've said this very openly, and I say this in any company that I go, that sales and marketing, these teams should work in very strong synergy together. I mean, अगर ये दोनों teams में synergy नहीं है ना, तो there is going to be a big problem. Because मेरे sales वाले pitch कर रहे हैं, इसको क्या बोलते हैं, मेरे sales वालों को मैंने तैयार किया है मुंबई वालों के लोगों को pitch करने के लिए. And आपकी marketing team लेके आ रही है someone from a different state who has a different ideology altogether. Because this plays a very crucial role. People from a state of Maharashtra, people from a state of Kerala or Telangana or any other, everyone has a different approach, different mindset. People in Mumbai probably or Maharashtra think very openly, they are okay to spend money and all that. But people in Kerala are far more, this indulged in education. कि ना मुझे बताओ कि what value is it going to add to my child's life. So it is very important to tailor a pitch according to the market that you're catering to. And for that, I think it is a sales and marketing team should work in a very, strong sort of synergy together, so that हमारा focus, हम sales team भी को पता है कि कौन सा markets के साथ हम deal कर रहे हैं, plus हमारी sales team जिसके लिए तैयार है, वैसी leads marketing team भी ला पा रही है business में. When these two teams function well together, the business is usually going to run or be very successful overall.
Okay. What is the role of social media right now in the sales industry?
I think social media plays a very, very important, vital part. Of course, because a lot of leads are generated via social media, and the reason for that is because now आजकल even 40, 45, 50-year-old are scrolling reels on Instagram, which is a matter of fact. So social media, the reason it has become of utmost importance in sales today is because people have become so active on social media, right? If people were not active, तो sales को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? We would have not even gone to social media. But because people have got so active, social media is now playing a very pivotal role in, how the conversions are shaping up, where the leads are coming from. But at the same time, I am not someone who really promotes marketing on social media because I feel that it is not cost effective at all. And in the longer run, it starts hampering the numbers of the business. So I don't really don't really indulge in, marketing via social media and all of that. But I think having said that, promoting your page or, promoting your brand, I think social media has played a very, very crucial role in creating brand awareness majorly, because the user base that is active on social media sites is humongous these days.
Okay. If you have to summarize your journey in one word, then what that one word will be?
I think that will be fantabulous. It's a mixture of two words, which is fantastic and fabulous. But the reason I decided to, I mean, I think I've had a wonderful journey so far, not because of money that I've made or what I've achieved and all of that. That is a separate story altogether. But I think just because of what all I have seen in life at a very young age. So I think because of that, I mean, I have seen every phase of life. I've seen struggle, I've worked hard, and then I've overcome it. Then I've seen success. Then I've seen challenges after getting success and all of that. So it's been a mixture of everything. But overall, I think today when I look back on the last 10 years that I've had in the, corporate industry, I think it was all worth it. And the journey has been brilliant. I mean, I've got a lot of learnings, lot of people who have helped me grow as an individual, as a professional. So I'm thankful to all of them. But apart from that, I think the journey has been fantastic.
Okay. Can you tell us what is your perspective on the balance between data-driven decision making and the human touch in sales?
Okay, a very good question. I think so. I have a very sort of conflict here. I'll tell you why. Because one, I want to be a people's person. One, I mean, I want to be a people's person whom people love for the person or the leader that I am. Right? That's one. On the other hand, I am very focused on making decisions based on data only because I've always said that numbers have no emotions. Right? I mean, while you're thinking emotionally, you could make a mistake, but if the data is accurate, then the numbers will not lie, right? So that's why I said I'm always in a conflict here because although I want to be a people's person, but then I'm someone who's very strongly driven towards making decisions, looking at data. I think although for the well-being of the business, we should always look at data and take our decisions, keeping emotions aside. Because only if you're looking at having a prosperous business and growth and all of that, I think data-driven decisions are a must. Because for a simple fact, I mean, there's no argument here because numbers don't lie. Data जो दिखाता है वो होता है. And emotions, you can be, emotions can differ. मोहित को कुछ और लग सकता है, मुझे कुछ और लग सकता है, but data तो जो है वो fact ही दिखाएगा. So I think that is the reason I feel when data is a fact, so you have to believe data and take data-driven decisions.
Meditation or do another things?
Okay. So I think, again, very good question. A lot of people face this and I won't say I haven't, but I don't really think I've reached that stage of life. I had reached that stage of life so far. But yes, I think in the last 1 year or so, prior to this, I was like all out, like 16, 18 hours on the desk and all of that, not caring about health and all of that. But I think since the past 1 year, 1 year or 9 months or so, I've started focusing more on my well-being and managing my stress, my working hours and all of that a little bit. Because, while you're young, you might not understand, but slowly and steadily it starts taking a toll on your health. धीरे धीरे problems कुछ आना शुरू हो जाती है. I started struggling with bloating and all of that used to start happening. I used to get acid reflux and all that, probably because of my sleeping pattern. My timings used to differ and all of that. So I think in the last 9-10 months or so, I have, and I will tell everyone to do that. I have focused on giving myself 2 hours every day, where I go for a run in the morning for an hour. And in the evening, I again have a run for around 4.5, 5 kilometers in the evening. I think since the time I've been doing this, my life health-wise has changed completely. I have lost weight, that is one. Second is, I don't have insomnia anymore. I mean, I used to take 2-3 hours to sleep just because, when you work the entire day, you should ideally fall off to bed and sleep. But my mind used to keep working. कल क्या करना है, परसों क्या करना है, अभी क्या नई strategy बना सकते हैं. Now, what I've decided, and I think everyone should do this, once they're done working, once they shut their laptop, switch off, right? Switch off. Do not think about work at all and focus on your own self because आज आपको नहीं पता चलेगा but slowly and steadily you're doing nothing but your health is deteriorating. So I think focus on yourself, switch off. There should be a time, and I'm not saying sales में तो यार extend होगा, I am fine with that. But अगर आप रात को 11 बजे भी लैपटॉप बंद कर रहे हो ना, 11 के बाद you will not think about sales or business at all. You will switch off and think, do something else, whatever you like. Watch a movie, go to sleep, read a book, whatever, but switch off and do not think about numbers anymore.
Okay. What books, resources, or you can say podcast you can recommend for our listeners so that they can get knowledge about the sales, or you can say leadership skills?
Right. So I think, to be very honest, I am not a really avid reader of books. I mean, I would have loved to, but I never got the time. I mean, book reading is a habit, जो usually थोड़े young age पे ही लोगों को हो जाती है. People start reading at the age of 20, 18, 19, 21, 22. I'm not saying that people don't start reading books at the age of 40. They do. But because I've not been doing that since a very young age, and now I don't have, that much of time. So I've not been an avid reader of books. Having said that, I think I read this book, which was the Freedom Manifesto by Karan Bajaj, Karan Bajaj was also the founder of White Hat, right? So the Freedom Manifesto is something that I had read, and I think it's a great book. Adds a lot of value to your life. That is something that people can read. Apart from that, I think watch movies. Right? Watch movies. There's this movie which is on the company, which is on Nike, on Air. I think movie's name is Air, right? If I'm not wrong. That is one movie which people should watch, because yes, the name is Air. So I think that is one movie that people should watch. It will highly motivate you. I mean, or you'll help you understand how exactly sales works, or, how people have changed their lives in sales. But apart from that, my only advice to people is stay focused, do what you're doing, be unique and be different. Don't copy anyone. सबसे अलग रहो and give it your absolute best, because the moment you grow in life, you get goosebumps, हाथ हिलने लग जाते हैं when you get growth. Right? When you get promotion, you have tears in your eyes. And if you want to work hard, do it for yourself. किसी के लिए मत करो. कंपनी के लिए नहीं करना है, घर वालों के लिए नहीं करना है, अपने लिए करो सबसे पहले. The moment you do it for yourself, you will succeed. Because if you're not able to do it for yourself, then you will never be able to succeed. Because सबसे पहले आदमी जो भी करता है वो अपने लिए ही करता है. भले you can sugarcoat it and tell people that ये वो, but everyone is working for themselves. And everyone wants to achieve success for themselves. So I think that's what they should focus on.
Okay. During your journey, what are the evolutions, you can say, but sales industry में कितनी advancements आई है, कितनी changes आपने observe किए हैं?
To be very honest, बहुत सारे changes है, but I think I have always believed that the classical sales technique works. Change, बहुत लोग बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं. मतलब ना, I recently saw this new thing where IVR is calling, not IVR, I think AI embedded technology is calling and is selling a product via IVR. मतलब salesperson की जरूरत ही नहीं है. It's AI, not IVR, I'm sorry, but an automated sort of chatbot is speaking to you, right? It's a voice chatbot which speaks to you on phone and is converting and is, making a closure happen. So I think that's something very new that I've seen very recently, but I still believe classical sales जो करते हैं call करके लोगों को convince करना, showing them the product is the way to go. Because जो आदमी AI से बात करके without asking any much questions and all of that जो product खरीद लेता है ना, वो तो वैसे भी आपके website पे जाके खरीद लेता है. The real effort lies in when a salesperson convinces you, customer says, I don't want to buy this. And still 20 minutes later, वो sales वाले से बात करने के बाद वो आके खरीद लेता है. That is the real power of sales, and that is classical sales. And I think that is evergreen. मतलब उसको कोई replace नहीं कर सकता. Otherwise, there are a lot of advancements that are happening on the tech side of sales. But I think classical sales will always remain classical because of the effort that goes in it and because of the impact that it creates on the customer.
अब पर्सनली मुझे जोमेटो की जो मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज है वो काफ़ी अच्छी लगती है। जैसे कि वो खाने को कनेक्ट कर देते हैं बॉलीवुड डायलॉग्स के साथ, वो बड़ी कमाल की है। तो आपकी कोई पर्सनल कोई फेवरेट मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी जो आपको अच्छी लगती हो किसी भी कंपनी की या किसी भी एप्स की?
Correct. नहीं, आई थिंक व्हाट यू सेड वो मुझे भी इवन आई कीप गेटिंग दोस नोटिफिकेशंस एंड दे आर वेरी क्वर्की. मतलब ना वो मजा आ जाता है, मतलब भले आप ऑर्डर करो ना करो, मतलब एक स्माइल आ जाती है फेस पे. सो वेरी इनोवेटिव मार्केटिंग. आई मीन हैट्स ऑफ टू देम. I think another marketing strategy that I recently liked, or I like such strategies, was I think when Anushka Sharma had signed a deal with Puma, right? And they had put a story saying that, Puma, how did you post my picture without my consent? And they created sort of a issue out of it. तो लोगों को क्या है, बहुत गॉसिप सुनने में मजा आता है कि यार मतलब ये क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया, राइट? एंड इवन मी फॉर एग्जांपल, कुछ ऐसी स्टोरी आती है तो हम पढ़ते हैं कि व्हाट हैपेंड, and everyone got attracted to that story, and a day or day and a half later people came to know that it was sort of a marketing strategy where the deal was signed by Anushka, but just to disclose that and let people know in the limelight, वो strategy अपनाई गई थी. So I think I really like these strategies which change the game altogether. I mean, which surprises the consumers, because we as consumers or humans, we love surprises, isn't it? I mean, अभी कोई घर पे आके, I mean, someone rings the bell and coffee लेके खड़ा है, तो मतलब हमें तो खुशी होगी, मतलब दुख तो नहीं होगा, right? So we always love surprises. So I think the marketing strategy which drives surprise to the consumer is, I think, the new way of attracting people, and it's pretty good.
Okay. Do you prefer? Do you have any preferred approach, or you या आप क्लाइंट के हिसाब से अपनी अप्रोच को चेंज करते रहते हो?
I think preferred approach is simple. Like I've already said, it's very simple. That I am going to create a need for the customer, no matter what product I'm selling. Now every client वो differ करेगा, right? Because कोई client होगा 30-year-old, कोई 40-year-old, कोई 50-year-old, कोई client होगा जिसकी paying capacity 1 lakh होगी, किसी की 50,000 होगी. So because the need of the customer is different, and I am a person who focuses more on the need, तो मैं हमेशा I alter my approach seeing what kind of person I have in front of them, because ना एक चीज सेल्स में हमेशा याद रखनी चाहिए, मिरर द कस्टमर. ये हमने सुना होगा, बोलते भी हैं, मिरर द कस्टमर. जैसे कस्टमर आपसे बात कर रहा है, जैसे आपको बोल रहा है, उसी तरीके से आप उससे बात करो ताकि आप उससे रिलेट कर पाओ. तो सिमिलरली आई थिंक there's a different approach that should go. मेन क्लासिक अप्रोच सेम होना चाहिए, वेयर यू आर ओपनिंग इट इन अ वेरी अट्रैक्टिव मैनर, फिर स्टोरी टेलिंग, एंड देन क्लोजर के टाइम यू आर क्रिएटिंग अर्जेंसी. दैट शुड बी सेम, बट what you are saying should be while you're mirroring the customer. So whatever the kind of customer you get, you should alter your approach and speak what the customer wants to hear, right? जब आप वो बोलने लग जाओगे जो कस्टमर सुनना चाहता है, automatically customer will start liking you, and if he likes you, he'll like the product. It's as simple as that.
बेसिकली ह्यूमन बिहेवियर भी है कि मतलब जो स्पीक व्हाट अदर वांट्स टू लिसन.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. Before any sales call, what is the best way to do some research?
See, to be very honest, before any sales call, if you have the provision of doing a research, do everything possible. Matlab, this I've learned in my stint now at the Ajinkya D.Y. Patil University, where we are dealing with working professionals. तो हम क्या करते हैं ना, when we get the name of the customer and his background, कि education क्या है या where is he working, we go on platforms like LinkedIn and any other business platform, and we do our entire research कि where is he coming from, which city, which school, which college, because that makes your life a lot easier. Why? Because अगर कस्टमर हैदराबाद से है ना, तो मैं ऑलरेडी, मुझे पता है हैदराबाद से है, और मैं ऑलरेडी उसको बोलने वाला हूँ थर्ड लाइन में कि हैदराबाद का ना होटल शादाब है, शादाब की बिरयानी मुझे बहुत पसंद है. तो द मोमेंट यू से दैट ना, द कस्टमर स्टार्ट्स रिलेटिंग विद यू. एंड ये आप तभी कर पाओगे जब आप, एंड ये मुझे भी, आई हैव नेवर गॉन टू हैदराबाद, बट ये मैंने कस्टमर को बोला था ऑनलाइन देखने के बाद, होटल शादाब. right? So you might say that, I've never gone, still मैंने customer को ऐसे बोला, but that's okay. That is what sales is. I mean, that is how sales are done. आपको झूठ नहीं बोलना है in terms of your product, right? अगर आप कोई पानी की बोतल बेच रहे हो तो आपको कस्टमर को ये नहीं बोलना कि मैं पेप्सी बेच रहा हूँ, वो गलत है, right? That is wrong. But when you start talking to the customer in a manner where the customer starts liking it, कि ना मैं हैदराबाद में होटल शादाब है, वहां की बिरयानी मुझे बहुत पसंद है. So automatically you build rapport, and rapport building is very important in sales because it helps you to break the ice. When you call an unknown person, there's always that, uncomfortable bit of moment between two people because you don't know each other. But the moment you start speaking about biryani for a Hyderabadi, because biryani is very common out there, तो ऑटोमेटिकली आप जलाप करना शुरू कर जाओगे बिकॉज उसको लगेगा कि यार ये तो मेरे जैसा ही बंदा है, तो इससे बात किया जा सकता है. सो आई थिंक रिसर्च इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज देन इट हेल्प्स यू टू ब्रिंग आउट दीज काइंड ऑफ मोमेंट्स इन कॉल विच मेक द डिफरेंस.
सोसाइटी के पर्सपेक्टिव के हिसाब से सोचें तो उनका नजरिया ये है कि एक सेल्समैन आता है घर पे, सामान बेचता है और चला जाता है. मतलब यही इनके दिमाग में एक इमेज क्रिएट हुई है. तो
Correct.
आप बताओ कि क्या वो पूरी तरीके से सही है या उसमें वो एक आधा सच है, पूरा सच नहीं?
नहीं, ये तो देखो, सेल्समैन जो घर पे आता है वो भी सेल्स ही कर रहा है, जो कॉल करके कर रहे हैं वो भी सेल्स ही कर रहा है. आई थिंक अभी तो थोड़ा पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज हो गया है बिकॉज पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड गेटिंग कॉल्स फॉर टेली सेल्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. बट आई थिंक जो ये सोचते हैं कि वही सेल्स है, आई थिंक दे आर वेरी वेरी रॉन्ग बिकॉज सेल्स इज एन आर्ट यार. मतलब सेल्स हर कोई नहीं कर सकता, हर किसी के बस की बात नहीं है. बट जो कर पाता है ना सेल्स, मैं बता रहा हूँ, उसने ना, जो आज बड़े बड़े कंपनीज के वीपी सीईओ बैठे हैं, कई सेल्स वालों ने कॉलिंग करके उनसे ज्यादा पैसे कमाए महीने में. ये मैं आपको लिख के दे रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है एग्जाम्पल्स जिन्होंने महीने के 6-7 लाख रुपए कमा लिए हैं सिर्फ कॉलिंग करके सेल्स. सो आई थिंक सेल्स इज एन आर्ट विच शुडंट बी अंडररेटेड एट ऑल. तो अगर ऐसा लगता है लोगों को वो डोर टू डोर सेल्समैन ही सेल्स होता है, तो आई थिंक नो, बिकॉज अगर कोई करके दिखा दे सेल्स एंड उसमें सक्सेस पाले तो फिर मैं मानूंगा, बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट. मैं अपने टीम को बोलता हूँ कि व्हाट यू गाइज आर डूइंग इज अ वेरी टफ जॉब. अगर मैं बोलूंगा ना कि इजी है सेल्स, तो आई विल बी लाइंग टू दैट. इवन देयर इट्स इज अ टफ जॉब यार. मतलब 100 कॉल लोग दिन में करते हैं, उसमें से 90-95 लोग तो बात तक नहीं करते. मतलब 3 दिन में ना, कोई नॉर्मल आदमी को 3 दिन ये करने बोल जाओ, चौथे दिन वो सरदर्द के साथ बैठा होगा. इट इज एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो इट इज वन ऑफ telecalling or telesales is one of the toughest things to do, and hats off to people who are doing it successfully. It is fabulous. I mean, hats off to them.
Any final advice for our listeners?
I think to all of you, all the people, youngsters, people from the mid sort of age groups, to everyone, I think whatever you guys are doing in life, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself because things can change in a matter of a month, 10 days, 15 days, a year, 2 years. So believe in yourself. Things changed for me in a matter of a year. In a year, I got 3 promotions. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था. So if it can happen for a person like me who's very mediocre even today, तो आप तो मतलब if you believe in yourself, give it your absolute best, तो आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो लाइफ में. It is as simple as that. But remember one thing, कि एक ही लाइफ है, तो डू इट फॉर योर सेल्फ सो दैट यू मेक मनी, यू अर्न रिस्पेक्ट एंड आप कुछ बड़ा करो लाइफ में. बट फोकस एंड जान लगा दो यार. सब लीव एवरीथिंग एल्स. फोकस फॉर 2 years ऑन योर करियर एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल सी द चेंज. यू विल सी योर करियर टर्निंग अराउंड.